it's Ashley from Through the Loop Yarn Craft here with you today, and we're going to learn how to make the Serryn Beanie. I was honored to be asked by Nikki Avery from ALC Yarns to design a pattern with her wonderful superwash merino hand-dyed yarn for her January 2021 subscription box. So I designed the Serryn Beanie specifically for this monochrome colorway. It does, however, look wonderful in all sorts of colors, and today we are actually going to use a solid color. I'm going to do another one of the Serryn Beanie with the new Furls Wander acrylic yarn, which is all a super soft, wonderful, lovely yarn. So we're going to see that work up today in the Serryn Beanie. I'm going to work on with the Wander yarn the adult small size, and you can find all the written directions over on the blog for free, which you can find the link below. We will need the 4-weight worsted yarn, and any will work, and your 5mm hook. So let's get started. This beanie is worked from the brim up, so we're going to start by working in back and forth rows, and we're going to begin with a chain of 9. And then for row 1, we will half double crochet in the second chain from the hook and half double crochet in each chain across. And we will end with 8 half double crochet in row 1. Now for row 2, chain 1 and turn. To get the ribbing effect, we're going to be crocheting in the back loop only of each stitch across. But for the first and the last stitch of each row, I like to go through both loops as it keeps the edges a little straighter and sturdier. So the first one I went through both loops. In the middle stitches, I'll go through the back loop only. And again, the last stitch, I will go through both loops. You don't have to do it that way. You can go through the back loop only of all the stitches. I just do think it keeps the edges a little tidier. So for row 3, chain 1 and turn. And again, both loops for the first stitch and back loop only for the next stitches. Now you can go ahead and continue this for the rest of the brim. For the adult small, you want about 18 inches or about 46 rows. And I will meet you back here. So now that we've completed the brim of the hat, we're going to slip stitch the ends together to join it into the round. Now, quick tip for counting your brim. Each one of these raised ridges counts as 2 rows. So if you count them by 2s, it's a really quick and simple way to figure out how many rows you've completed. So what we're going to do is just bring the ends together and slip stitch across. So I just go right back into that same stitch. And I do like to put a second one in that last one just to hold it nice and snug. Now we're going to flip this inside out so the seam is on the inside. And there we go, we are all stitched up together. Now we're going to start the body of the hat. So we're going to be stitching across the side of the brim for the first round of the body. Now this one works out evenly with the number of rows you have in your brim. So what I do is put a 1/2 double crochet on each side of these raised stitches, and it really helps to see where your next stitch will go. So we're going to start with our first one right here. And then on the other side. Now just continue that all the way around the top, and I will meet you back here. Now we have completed the 1/2 double crochet all the way around the top of the brim for round 1. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet and begin round 2. Now for round 2, and every repeat round like round 2, the chain 1 here will count as a stitch. So we're going to begin by doing a 1/2 double crochet in the same place as our chain 1. And then we're going to skip a stitch and 2 1/2 double crochet in the next stitch. And then again, we will skip a stitch and 2 1/2 double crochet in the next stitch. And we'll just repeat that around for a total of 46 1/2 double crochet for round 2. And I will meet you right back here. Okay, so now that we are done round 2, we're going to begin round 3. First, we will slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1. Now our first stitch for round 3 will be a single crochet in the same stitch as the chain 1. And now we're going to begin the bobbles. So the bobble stitches are actually going to be going down into the skip stitch that we skipped over from round 1. And we're going to yarn over, insert into that skip stitch, pull up, and pull up nice and high so it's even with the single crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're going to make sure we have 7 loops on our hook. Pull through all the loops and chain 1 to lock it in. After each bobble, we're going to do a single crochet, and that single crochet is going to go right on top of the 2 double crochet from round 2. And now we will do another bobble into the skip stitch from round 1. Yarn over, and pull through all, lock it in, and then another single crochet in the top of those 2 1/2 double crochets. But now we will just continue that around for a total of 46 single crochet and bobble stitches together, and then we will go on to round 4. All right, now that we are done round 3, we will move on to round 4. But just to finish up round 3 here, we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet and chain 1. And we will begin with round 4 by 1/2 double crochet into that first stitch. And then we will single crochet onto the top of that bobble, right where you made that chain 1 to lock in the bobble. And then we will 1/2 double crochet into the single crochet between the bobbles, and then again single crochet on top of the bobble. So we're going to repeat around the alternating single crochet and 1/2 double crochet for a total of 46 around. Now we will finish up round 4 again by slip stitching to the first stitch and chaining 1. So round 5 starts the beginning of the repeats, where we're going to go back and do round 2, then 3, then 4 over again until we have a total of 18 rows for the adult size. So again, for the round 2 repeats, the chain 1 here counts as 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet into the same stitch, skip a stitch, and 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. So you can go ahead now and repeat rounds 2, 3, and 4 for a total of 18 rounds, and I will meet you back here for starting our decreases. Okay, so now that we are done row 18, we're going to move on to row 19, and this begins the decrease section. So this will be like a repeat of round 4, but we're doing all half double crochets, and every third stitch will be a decrease stitch. So we'll do a half double crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then a half double crochet 2 together. And then again, we'll do half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and a half double crochet 2 together. And we will repeat that around for a total of 34 half double crochet. Now at the end of round 19, you will have 2 remaining stitches, so we will do the one last half double crochet 2 together, so it will end basically with 2 half double crochet 2 together in a row to end that round. And then we will slip stitch to the first stitch and move on to round 20. Now round 20, we go back to the 2 half double crochets and then skip a stitch and 2 half double crochets, just as we were doing before. There's no decrease in this round, so there's 2, skip a stitch, and 2, and just complete that all the way around for a total of the 34 stitches, and then we will come back and move on to round 21. Okay, so back now to round 21. We're going back to the bobble stitch round, and we will be doing the exact same way that we were previously, just with less stitches this time. So we're going to do a single crochet and the bobble in the skipped stitch, the 2 rows below. Perfect, just like we were. All right, now finish that one around, and we will come back for round 22, which is the final round in the adult size. All right, so now we are ready for the final round of the beanie. For round 22, we're going to be decreasing in this one again. So we're going to get slip stitched first, and then so now we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch, and then half double crochet 2 together. And then half double crochet in the next stitch, and half double crochet 2 together. So in this one, we are half double crochet 2 together every other stitch. And then you'll just continue that around with a regular half double crochet into the last stitch. And I will meet you back here to close the top up and finish it off. Okay, so I have finished with the last half double crochet of round 22, I'm just going to slip stitch. There we go. Chain 1. Now we're going to finish off here. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to cut the yarn, and then we're going to pull it all the way through. Now I like to leave a nice long tail so that we can close the top. So we're just going to thread it through here. Now there's different ways to close the top of a beanie. This is just how I like to do it. So I'm just going to weave in and out of the top of every stitch, back and forth, and I like to cinch it as I go. So every few stitches, we'll cinch it closed a bit, and I just find it's easier for pulling it through at the end. You can turn it inside your hat, inside out first. I just do it this way. Right now, when you get to the last one, pull it nice and tight. And then I just go back and forth a few times through all the stitches to hold it closed. Grabbing both sides, and just kind of pinch and stitch to hold that nice and tight. And now if you're going to put a pom-pom on, you can do that now. However, you like to do that. If you have the button pom-pom, you can put that on. Or if you're going to sew a button on the inside, you can do that too. Otherwise, you just pull it through, and then you can weave it back and forth a few times on the inside, and then cut your yarn and be done. And there you go. Wonderful. Well, now you have your Serryn Beanie. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to the channel for more. And to get the full written pattern, you can find that free on the blog for the adult small, or the premium PDF has toddler, child, adult small, and adult large, and you can purchase that at Etsy or Ravelry. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we will see you again soon. Bye!